Of those guys share the basketball. That's the pretty part.
What's pretty about that kid is all the movement going on compared to watching some of these other teams play.
Get a load of this stat.
Uh-oh.
33 assists on 44 makes. You like that? That illustrates your point.
Yeah, without question.
33 assists on 44 makes. That's crazy.
Illustrates you can count, too.
123 to 1. There's no counting involved.
Everybody can count.
123 to 101. Draymond Green gets a triple-double, his 4th career playoff triple.
Comes out to 101.
I know, come on. Everybody can count.
Second quarter, 41 to 21. And that's where the game ended, as they went on a 24-2 run, 37 to 16 total going into the half.
Man, just 24-2 run, probably all threes, too.
I have a question for you, Jet.
Yeah.
So the other night we talked.
Yeah.
And I said,
we talk a lot.
Yeah.
Just the other night.
This was basketball talk. And
okay.
I said, so what would you rather do? Lose at the horn or get blown out? And you said, I'd rather lose at the horn because it means I was in the game.
Yeah.
So what's New Orleans feeling right now when they come in full of confidence and get run out of the gym?
Effort. You say, when you get beat by 10 or more, you pretty much say we didn't have the effort, because it has the game plan can't be that off. So in terms of effort level, you could tell. I thought you could tell by the way the game was in the first quarter, even before the explosion, was, the same effort level that they have, the energy, the exhilaration, the high fives. That wasn't there. They had it the way it was, I thought, in Portland. And that could be because of the layoff, not because of the layoff, whatever it was, the game preparation wasn't the same. Only Alvin knows what that is. But the game, or the players, but the game preparation didn't feel the same in terms of energy level.
The game preparation was pretty good. We all saw it was tied at one point, 39-39, but Golden State has always been that team. If you turn the ball over, they can, quickly, get away from you. But these guys haven't played since last week. They probably know that they can't get 2 at Golden State, but so this is the feel-out game. They're going to go make some adjustments. But everybody's going to play better, and right now their focus should be, can we get 1? Let's just try to, play better and steal 1.
But the biggest problem the Pelicans going to have, man, is a different animal. Because, we talk about matchups all the time. Playing against this team, they can't do the stuff they did against Portland, where you get a ball to Lillard and McCollum, and they go one-on-one. Because you heard Draymond say in the interview, he says, well, we looked at their defense, and it wasn't as good as we thought it was, but they run a bunch of gimmicks to stop those Portland guards. He said that, which tells me, like, we watched them. They're a good team, but that stuff they did against Portland, because they
not
don't
going to work against us.
Because they never stop moving. They never hold the ball. And that's one of the negatives of the Trailblazers. Those guards go one-on-one a lot, and they're guys who are always looking for their own shot. And that will not work against the Warriors.
And now we wait and see if Steph Curry does indeed play in Game 2. There was a possibility he'd play in 1, and Golden State held him out. What do you think?
He's not going to play now.
I think I did this probably like a year ago, is the fact that when he's on the floor with Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson, first of all, it's not fair. But when they're on the court together, that you have to start defending at the hash mark. So if you're defending that far out from the floor, that means everyone's driving lanes are just wide open. You can't help and recover. There's a simple phrase in basketball: I'm going to help the guy, and I'm going to recover and go back to the guy that I'm guarding. By the time you get over the help, because they're shooting for so deep, you can't recover to your guy. It's too late. And so their spacing is incredible because those guys shoot the ball for such a far place and in a high clip. So they're impossible to guard when all 3 of them are playing together.
So you think because they won by 22,
I think
you rest Steph give Steph a little more rest?
Because now it's like he probably almost get a week off, because Game 2 is Tuesday, and when is Game 3?
Friday.
So
New Orleans.
I think in that situation, you give him those extra few days. I mean, he said if he's only had 1 scrimmage, I actually don't play him until you get to New Orleans, and that will actually give them a great lift going to New Orleans.
13 straight wins at home in the postseason now for the Golden State Warriors, and there is their head man, Steve Kerr.
I thought Kevon was fantastic. You're right, the stat sheet may not show it unless you look at that plus minus. that's a good number, plus 34. Loon's had a great year. He's a smart player, and he did a good job on Davis, and he was a key for us tonight. But I thought the defense in general was great, and that was the most important aspect of the game. The defense allowed us to get going in the second quarter and get out in transition and break things open.
Steve, what went into the starting lineup combination today, and how do you kind of see that unfold throughout the game?
Well, it's a small game with New Orleans. They spread you out, and so we knew we were going to have to play, without Steph and Patty. We were going to have to find some minutes, from Nick and from Quinn, and we liked the idea of starting Nick and putting him out there, and he's a good matchup defensively with what we're facing, and spreads the floor. I thought he did a really nice job.
Steve, do you allow yourself to enjoy watching a second quarter like that? And also, how much did Draymond's hustle plays and just his effort on both ends sort of get that going?
Yeah, of course. How could I not enjoy that? That's an amazing run in that 12 minutes. Combination of offense and defense. I think we had 1 turnover in the whole quarter and 10 assists, and the ball was moving, but it all started with our defense. And Draymond is always in the center of our defensive effort. I thought he and KD both really keyed that sequence or the whole quarter with their defense and rebounding and getting out and running.
Steve, did you see the bench's reaction?
Steve Kerr echoing what Kenny the Jet Smith said at halftime about the contribution of Kevon Looney, that when you look at the stat sheet, nothing really stands out except for that plus-minus.
Stats,
34.
Stats, I mean, that stands out, but stats also sometime lie because, wait,
This
Clay,
was a good lie.
No,
Exactly.
Clay, well, it wasn't in the stat.
It's a
Clay had
horrible lie.
26, and Durant had
No, the
27.
plus minus is the stat.
No, but I'm saying that's 53 points. But that's not where I got it from when I just looked at it after the fact. But 53 points. You got to get points from other places. So his activity on setting screens, getting guys open on the offensive end was 1. His rebounding and his defense on Anthony Davis, which creates to put you in transition earlier because he's defending Anthony Davis better than he's been defended in the last series. So now they're taking tougher shots. Now you're starting your fast break with him on the other end. It creates more spacing and but if he doesn't defend Anthony Davis the way he did, or if he doesn't rebound, or if he doesn't set pick,
Then you're
those
taking the
things
ball
don't
out of the
happen.
basket.
It doesn't happen, and then all of a sudden it's a different basketball game.
Yeah.
Well, it is the first thing the coach he did with
exactly.
back-to-back. He's won 2 championships in 3 years.
Cool.
That man that just said it. I
Okay.
think he know a little bit about his team.
123 to 101, the final score.
Whatever you say.
When we come back, first to the Twitter machine. Turn to explain plus minus for Shaq and Chuck is like me trying to teach my 85-year-old grandma how to work my iPhone.
Hey, Tim, that's funny.
Yeah.